What's going on, everybody? It's Top Bets. We're checking back in. We got our On the Dot PGA live stream coming at you guys here on another beautiful Tuesday evening. We have the Open Championship, the British Open, the final major of the season. Man, I feel like the season's kind of flown by, and then it's also been very, very long at the same exact time. So let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments. As always, joined by the main man here, Bet with the Boys Golf, aka Teaser Nation. How are you feeling, buddy?
Good, man. I'm like you said, we got a few outrights early on. It seems like it's been 3 years ago at this point. It feels like the season's really dragged on, but we're down to the final stretch. I think a month left at this point. But last week for me was probably the roughest week of the year. Luckily, I didn't do the max play on the matchup, but lost the matchup, McIntyre versus JT. It was kind of unfortunate. JT made a birdie to make the cut, and then McIntyre, I don't know what he was doing off the tee. I've never really seen him play like that before. So he was losing balls left and right, doubling. But it happens. You know, top 20s were kind of good to start out. They faded. I guess that's kind of what happens with links golf as well. It's a little unpredictable. So I think obviously excited for the last major of the year, but kind of going to be cautious because you never know. It's harder to cap with these type of courses with the wind and how they play. So
as the famous quote says, they say in The Water Boy, it's last game now, can't hold anything back now. So yeah. You definitely can.
Yeah.
Last major of the year, can't hold anything back now. We got comments here. Ashley LFG, let's go. Appreciate you tuning in. Any comments? We have questions, anything for the next half hour or so. We are all yours in regards to the good old Open Championship. We'll dive into our outrights, who's projecting well in some models, who we are, our gut are feeling. I'll go over some placements that we think are good bets here, some value, talk about some DFS, and then also get into our tournament matchups. So teaser, take it away. Let's see where we got at Royal Portrush, I believe.
Yep. Royal Portrush, Ireland. If you haven't known, I think Shane Lowry won in 2019. I think everyone has said that. So got to get that out of the way first so we can join everyone else. But it's pretty much obviously links course. I think really here's accurate drivers. Obviously, you have those random pop bunkers in the middle and stuff. I think it's accurate drivers, and you have to, place it well. It's like the fairways are kind of tough, so you have to be in the right spots to kind of attack the greens at this course. So it's more strategical than what a links course would be like. Like last week wasn't really kind of just bomb it and see what happens from there. But this one, there's a lot more strategy involved based off the approach play and the greens and the undulations of them. This week could potentially be high winds again, so pretty unpredictable. So we'll have to see like how the weather plays because that's pretty important for these type of courses. Obviously, you have your fescue and your gorse stuff bushes. So obviously, accuracy off the tee, like I said. I dove into like the top 10 from the 2019 field, and I think 9 of them are in the field this year. So obviously Lowry, Fleetwood, who came in second, Finau, Lee Westwood, Brooks, Ricky, Hatton, McIntyre, and Patrick Reed. So 9 of those guys who finished top 10 in 2019 are coming back. And then really just the key stats. Strokes gained approach obviously will be a big one. Bogey avoidance. It's going to be a major, so that's pretty important. I think it might be a lower score than we'll usually see, maybe like a 9 under to 12 under. It's not as obviously not going to be as hard as the U.S. Open or PGA Championship, but driving actually plus good drives gains a good one. And then obviously you always got to look at the major championship history. Some guys are better than others. Obviously they rise to the occasion. They play better in majors. So really same thing with the Open. We kind of look for more of the elite guys who, stand out in tougher fields.
Yeah, and just speaking on the weather, and appreciate you guys for these comments. We got Seth here, so let's go. We're ready to go as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Just a quick update on the weather. So looks like a lot of rain. Thursday, pretty much probably 95% chance it's going to rain, and then 60% the rest of the weekend. So this is a classic Open Championship with wind and rain. So weather will be definitely a factor here. So pay attention. Make sure you guys are getting the correct wave advantages when it comes to DFS. AM, PM, PM, AM. We'll keep the Discord and everything like that up to date when in regards to that. But make sure if you're playing round showdowns on DFS, or if you're going to play, 3 balls or anything like that, make sure you guys are watching the weather. But it is definitely going to be rainy and windy. So those scores should be much lower than or much higher than what we would think.
Yeah.
Let's throw up this model really quick and dive in from there. Let me share the screen real quick. All right. There we go. So no surprise, we got Scotty at the top, Fleetwood, Henley, Hatton, McIlroy, the top 5.
I don't think it's showing if it's loading still.
Oh, is it not showing?
Yeah.
Is it on?
I can't see it. I don't know if they can see it, but
let me know if you guys can see this. I can see it. But top 5, we got Scotty, Tommy, Russell, Hatton, and Rory.
Yeah.
Scotty, obviously no surprise. You see the comments today about so Seth says we can. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Did you see the Scotty the quotes today from his news?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, I didn't dive into it.
Everyone was getting on him about not worrying about his golf legacy, yada yada yada, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Oh well, this
is a
different approach. Different approach.
Yeah, I mean, he still wins, so it's whatever. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. Like,
right.
It's the top 10 here. I think it's pretty interesting. I kind of like it. Obviously, we'll see a lot of Henley this week, just based off the number. His 65 to 1's kind of insane number on him. A guy who's won this year already, obviously, but just going down the list, I personally like Hatton the most. He's actually been pretty good as of late. Obviously, been good on Live, which some people do care about, some people don't. But obviously, top 5 at U.S. Open was right there. Could have won that easily if he made a birdie on 17 instead of messing it up. So he gained 3 strokes off the tee, 2 on approach, 2 ball striking. Obviously, this is a guy who's one of the most accurate off the tee. Does play well in shitty weather. He's from England, so he's used to this type of weather. 30 to 1, I think, is a pretty solid number. Just putting it out there, that's probably. Although I do have one of the main guys above him that I may like, but starting your card at Hatton is not a bad idea in my eyes. So,
yeah, and I think Hatton has been involved at all the major championships that he's been involved with this season. So,
yeah,
I think 30 to 1 is his lowest one, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was.
He's been around 40, around that. I think 30 is lowest, yeah.
And it makes sense for him to be a little bit lower for this tournament, but I can definitely see him come Sunday be in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Ashley saying feels good for about 2 minutes after one. That's what Scotty said, and it's just wild. You just in a sports world where we've grown up with the Michael Jordans, the Kobes, the Tiger Woods, who are literally obsessed with winning and will do whatever, like the Tom Brady's. And then you have Scotty, who's literally dominating and just doesn't care. It's pretty wild. Yeah. It's just a different vibe to him. So it was not tough to see, but if you're a Scotty fan, you're just like, wow, that's just how he rolls. Yeah. Good for him. One guy that I guess surprised me on here, and I was on him last week. I guess I just didn't realize he was doing that well on his approach play, but that would be Victor Hovland. He's second overall in his last 36 rounds here on strokes gains approached. I think this is a very, very, very huge stat to look at this week in terms of ranking your golfers off the tee. Not so much
sketchy there, yeah.
Right. You do definitely have to be accurate off the tee, but I think what a lot of people are going to do, we've seen this in a lot of reports, is club down and maybe not pull out as many drivers because you don't have to be long here.
Right.
It's more of like it's like a boring golf course where you hit in the fairway, you hit it under the green. There's smaller greens, and you putt it. And really, distance can help you in certain spots. Hitting the drivable par 4 or anything like that. But for the most part, you're going to see a lot of guys lay up. So I think Victor, going back to him this week, is a pretty good spot. I want to say he's currently at 40 to 1. No, sorry, he's at 30 to 1. 30 to 1, just for same with Hatton. One of those two, not a bad way to start your card. You have a question here from Curtis, real quick. Will the rain affect the major? It's going to affect the rain, the entirety of the tournament. So it'll be raining off and on, if not the entire time Thursday, and then sporadically throughout the rest of the weekend. So check the weather. Just make sure you guys are always checking the hourly weather and checking the wind for sure. Those are the two main defenses on these types of courses.
Yep.
We got Ashley here. John Rahm, great. Obviously great golfer here, but I've been on him 2 of the 3 majors so far. And I can see myself just saying, screw it. Let's just go 3 out of the 4. I know he talked up saying this is, the one that he really, really wants to win. Just the history of it and all that. He said it's one of the more special ones to win. So I could see him obviously being a 12 to 1 favorite there. Ranks well throughout the model. I think he's 7th in the model. He checks all the boxes there for sure. She's saying for top 5. I was even leaning even if you want to go top 10 plus 115 with Rahm is not bad as well.
I mean, I even like the 12 to 1 outright. I mean, that's the one favorite I would lean towards. I mean, if you look at the 3 majors, like you just said, if it's 2 top 10s, U.S. Open, PGA, and then a top 20 at the Masters. I mean, people forget like this guy was like number 1 in the world before he went to LIV. So it's like, I think I would still take him over Rory. I don't think I would take him over Scotty, but like people forget how good this guy is. I think he hasn't been out of the, it's not really saying much, but hasn't been outside the top 10 at LIV in any of the tournaments he's played there. So it's like he's still staying fresh. I like him here too. I think I like him more, obviously, at the U.S. Open, where I had him as well. But I still like him here off the tee, approach-wise, kind of just, if he can get that putter hot. That's kind of been the thing with him lately is the putter. He misses a lot of within 10 feet. So if he can get that hot, he'll be right there for the weekend.
There's plenty of times I've screamed at my television watching John Rahm and just saying, come on, man. You're right there. Hit this putt, and you're 2 strokes behind. Hit this stroke, you're 1 stroke behind, and then you're right there, and people can feel you coming up the damn leaderboard, and he just misses it every single time.
It's always that 6-footer, too.
Yeah.
It's a 6-footer,
He is, but I think since I've backed him so much, I would be a fool to miss out if he did well this week. Mm-hmm. So definitely gonna probably go back to him. Checks a lot of boxes there. But one guy. We mentioned him obviously last stream. We try not to talk about the obvious people, but Rory last week I think it was like plus 850 I think in that field, and now he's plus 750. And I thought that plus 850 number last week was pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
I kind of was kicking myself as he crept up the leaderboard on Saturday. I was like, man, I should have just hit him live or whatnot. But ultimately, thank God I didn't, because we had Chris Goddard up just hold him off somehow. So shout out to Goddard up, and anybody who tailed that. I think, what was he, 125 to 1 or something like that?
Yeah, he was. I didn't expect him.
There's been some wild outrights this year, and I've hit my 80 to 1, but man, we haven't got the triple digit. Wait, you got a triple digit with Harris, didn't you?
Yeah, 110 to 1. So we got one of those.
We got one. There you go. All right, let's keep going down the outright board here and keep throwing out questions for us. We got Trent. What's up, buddy? Sepp Straka, 65 to 1. One guy that I was kicking my ass for not on last week, and I literally just talked to Teaser about this guy before the stream. He's 50 to 1 currently over on DraftKings. So let me know where you got that 65 to 1 if you bet it early. Kudos to you. And I feel like since I wasn't on him last week, I'd be a fool to go to him this week just because of how well he's done. But he's ranked so well in the model. I've seen a lot of people on him, and it makes a lot of sense.
It does, yeah.
But I can't fool or knock anybody if they want to go back to Sepp. I just think it's one of my rules where, hey, if I was going to be on him, I should have been on him last week. And now that I wasn't, I don't want to. Even though he makes a lot of sense, I'm gonna stay off him. What do you think about Sepp this week, Tease?
Yeah, I mean, given how this is going to play, like the last two opens, like Royal Troon, and I forgot where they were 2 years ago, but like you said, I think it's going to be more of a club down type vibe. Where Sepp has been good is always positional golf courses even before this year, before he kind of broke out even more. It's always been the positional type courses where he's good. So a second here 2 years ago, I forgot where that course was, in the 22nd at Troon last year. So if it gets really rainy and stuff, you can't really bank on the rain. I wouldn't like him as much. He's not the greatest, crappy weather player, but I think I like him this week at 65 or even 50. I think that's a good grab on him. So, yeah,
I can't knock anybody for doing it. I just can't. But at the same time, it's just like I'm going to stay away from him. But good number there. If you got 65, he's currently 50. We got Fleetwood. Seth, what's up, buddy? Fleetwood top 10.
sure.
Yeah, that is the way you bet them. Exactly. So you've tuned in before, so good.
Yeah.
No outrights on Tommy Fleetwood. And sometimes I get fooled by Morikawa, but not today. But Fleetwood definitely. And he's 28 to 1, which just surprises me that anybody still clicks that button. It's tough.
You can't.
But top 10, what is he currently? Plus 210 for top 10. I like that.
That's pretty good value. Yeah.
He rates very well, all boxes. He plays well in windy conditions, rainy conditions, just your typical your golfer that you want this week. So I was more surprised last week of how shitty he did that first day, because I had him in one of my 3 balls, and I'm like, he was the one guy that cost me, and I'm sitting there just screaming like, guy, you're so much better than the 2 other guys in your group. Play like it, bud. And he just shot like even par, and I'm sitting there like, bud, and then he shoots -4 the next day and makes the cut.
Yeah.
So that's typical golf betting. But don't mind Fleetwood this week. I think he gets back to being elite all around. We got Trent again. Hideki. That was one guy that I have been looking up and down, wanting him to fit somewhere on my card this year. He's just one guy that I have not clicked on, but that 100 to 1, it is a wild number. What do you think about Hideki, Tees?
I don't know. It is a wild number. I'll agree with that. But I've noted these numbers are a thing for a reason. It's like we saw home at the John Deere at 90 to 1. Yeah, he played well, but it's there for a reason. This guy's been horrendous this year, Hideki. I've been on him numerous times. The off the tee has been brutal, brutal. It's last 4 tournaments he's played in, it's all red. I can't trust that. It's just
6 out of his last 7.
Yeah, 6 out of his last 7 all red. 13th at the Rocket Classic, Travelers 30th, 38th at Memorial. It's no good finishes. I don't even know how many. I think he has 2 top 20s all year. So that's tough to take. You can maybe bank on he's known to have a out of random week. So I don't know. I personally think there's a little better option in the 100 range, to be honest.
Ooh, a little tease there. I like it. What do you think Bryson and Xander? I feel like I should be on Xander.
Yeah.
At 25-1 just feels like a steal. It just hasn't done it for me this year. What do you think about those two?
I mean, Xander, I think he had a good finish. Yeah, he came eighth last year. I mean, this year or last week.
Yeah.
Obviously won last year, the Open, but we talk about it every week with him. I don't know if he's ready to, still a little rusty, I guess. I don't know. He's got to at some point be back, but I personally am not going to take the 25. Bryson, I definitely am not going to touch at 20. Obviously, I've been high on Bryson when we do a major every single time, but this is the one major where I would not touch Bryson. It's just I'm not a big fan of his game at links courses. He can't really overpower the course. There's not really any advantage for him at a links course because he can't, just bomb it away like you can at the, US type courses, US Open or PGA Championship. So I personally don't like him at this style of course. So
the one thing that intrigues me about Xander is he almost gained 10 strokes on the field on approach last week.
Oh, did he?
At the Scottish Open. So it's like if he found something last week, he backdoored a top 10. He wasn't great overall, but basically gained close to 10. So he's one that I'm eyeing. If anything, his top 10 at plus 225 is one of my cash cows as a top 10 on Xander. Maybe not a bad play there, but he's definitely on board for me. Bryson, always tough to predict out here. He's got cut last year, T60, and then at St. Andrews he was tied for 8. Last time they played at Portrush, he was on a cut, but he's playing different golf now. I think you're fine if you want to back Bryson. Just not a good enough number for me on Bryson.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down. Any other ones in the mid range that you're looking at? You're going to go back to Lowry or McIntyre or around those?
Lowry's pretty tempting. Lowry's very tempting this week. It's just I don't know, man. He was very hot this week. I mean, we talked about it all like during the spring and how he was a cash cow, top 20, but I think he's kind of ran out a bit. Hasn't been playing that great coming into this. Still tough because the weather and the windy conditions. It's always hard to pass on him. The top 20 is not there at plus 130, so 35-1's a little skim for me. I don't think I can get to that number on him. Well, how about you? Do you think you can get to 35 on him? On Lowry?
No, and I've been a Lowry fan all year.
Yeah.
I just think he burned me a lot at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Burned a lot of people. Just one of those guys. Everyone's saying, "Oh, he won in 2019." Yada yada yada. But let's. I'm probably going to go somewhere else on that card. The one that I'm thinking about close to that range, and it's a little bit farther down, but you got. I think JT or Neiman make a lot of sense this week, which I hate that I'm publicly saying that Justin Thomas it looks good this week.
Yeah,
it's one of those guys that takes, if we try to get the driver out of his hands as much as possible, clubbing down, that benefits him all around. So the only mark that I have on Justin Thomas is the off the tee. So if you can eliminate something like that with more of a boring golf game he can play, hopefully he fixes that. But I think the finish round 4, hoping that he found something, he gained 4 strokes tee to green, that last round there in the Scottish Open, had to make that birdie on 18 to make the cut.
Yep.
Ended up playing well. Hopefully found something, I think. But yeah, always tough to back JT. Hasn't had the greatest major championship over here. 31st cut, 53rd, 40th. and he got 11th last time that he played here over at Royal Portrush. But a Neiman, a guy that's I feel like hasn't been talked about too much this week, even though he was glamored for the Masters, the PGA Championship, and then everyone was on him at the U.S. Open. Then he finally misses a cut, and now I feel like not a lot of people are on him.
Yeah.
So I think he's a sneaky play. If you're playing DFS, I want to say he's coming in sub. Yeah, he's coming in right at 10% ownership, which is what you want for a guy with upside. And he's 8,200, so it's kind of a cheap play, more of a value play there with a guy that you can pivot to in your DFS lineup. So I think Neiman and Thomas make a lot of sense. Anybody more down the board you're looking at? I think you said you had someone at 100-1.
Yeah, I mean, in that range, I don't know who I'm gonna kind of lock in on yet, but I mean, in that range, I don't hate. I mean, obviously Cam Young 80-1, but I don't know about that. But yeah, I think you can look at. Let me see. We talked about Brian Harmon before, 120-1. Obviously, won 2 years ago the Open, but he's a good number at 120-1, somewhere where you don't need to bomb it or anything like that.
Don't sleep on Jordan Spieth, by the way.
Yeah,
just someone that has kind of been under the radar all year. We withdrew last time at the Travelers, and we haven't seen him since. So it's been over a month.
Mm-hmm.
That means someone could be getting right basically on his own. I don't know of any injury that he withdrew with, so maybe he just needed some time off. But you're talking about a short game specialist, a guy who can spray it off the tee, and obviously short game is elite. So Spieth, you're not hearing a lot of Spieth. I'm just going to say it here. You could see him be up there, and he plays very, very well. Last time at Portrush, 20th, 25th, 23rd, 8th, 2nd, one over at Royal Birkdale, but that was 8 years ago when he was a little bit younger and came on with the storm. But just don't sleep on Jordan this week. I think he's a good bounce back candidate.
Yeah,
he's coming in right at 10% as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting guys that just some random guy like Tristan Lawrence. We saw him last year. He's been kind of showing up. I guess he had the lead at the U.S. Open halfway through Saturday, and then kind of just went backwards. He's another guy that could be up there. Jordan Smith, another guy we see. Thomas Dietrich, 200-1. There's some guys. Obviously, I don't think they're going to win, but you could see him on the front page of the leaderboard coming in.
Justin Rose last week played exceptionally well, climbing the leaderboard. Got, I think, a top 10 out of it last week. So another guy who's I would say, let me see what he's sub 10% over on DraftKings too. So there's a lot of value this week. You're going to see the ownership come in on Scotty, Rahm, Rory, Hovland, Hatton, Fleetwoods, Xanders. So you're going to see a lot of them this week. But to get off maybe some of that chalk at Hovland, you pivot to some of those other guys there.
Yeah.
But yeah, long shots. Let's see some long shots here. I think I was talking earlier. We did say Brian Harmon, Siwoo Kim at 110. He's been playing very good golf. Siwoo Kim, worth a shot there. Finau had 130-1. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane to me. I know he hasn't been playing very well, but he could be up there. But I don't think he's going to win this thing. But that's just an insane number to look at.
Louis Oosthuizen 170-1. I loved locking him into majors to come in second, man.
Is Wyndham Clark in this even?
Yeah, he's 130-1.
He's 130. Yeah, he was my there he is. Sorry, he pissed me off last week. That sucked. Final group and absolutely shits down his leg on Sunday.
Yep.
Had him for an outright. Called Tom Kim to have another good week. So maybe those two just play differently. So maybe it's worth a shot here with those guys. But Another long shot here that Trent's throwing out. Nick Taylor, seeing a lot of love for him. He makes a ton of sense this week for someone who's won on the tour, I think 5 or 6 times, and I don't think he's played well on the link style course, but what suits him very well here is his approach play, short game, putting, everything like that. So he is someone that has a lot of talent. I think he's 130 to 1. Let's see.
He's been kind of trending too. It's
150 to 1.
Yeah. A couple good finishes recently.
Yep. He's been playing well. There's a lot of guys in like that
there is,
like 160-ish to 130-ish range that literally have been up and playing very, very well lately. So hopefully it continues. Not bad. We'll keep going. We got some other questions here. Maverick McNeely, top 40. I've seen his name a little bit. What do you think about him this week, Tease?
Yeah. I mean, I actually was going to talk about him a bit. Obviously, top 40 is pretty safe, so I wouldn't say I don't like top 40. I don't mind that. I think he's been coming in 22nd last week, 17th at Travelers. He's been playing decent. I think he's a pretty decent win player. Obviously, he's only played in the Open twice and he missed the cut, but top 40 seems pretty good as more of a sleeper play this week on someone. So
yeah, I don't mind that. All right, so let's get over to our tournament matchups. Tournament matchups, and recap quickly. Last week, my boy Tom Kim over Nick Taylor squeaked by -6 to -5. Nick Taylor, we go over 500, so we're cooking 2 in a row. Let's make it 3, and then we got the ultimate tease right there. McIntyre over Thomas. Somehow, some way, could not get it done.
Brutal.
I thought that was a lock as well. And Thomas goes on to actually finish ahead of him. After basically they were in the final 2 groups together, because I had McIntyre in a 3-ball. In the 3rd round, which that was the one that missed that one, which pissed me off. But we smacked one in round 4. So we 25 to 500. Well, one guy I forgot to mention, because he was just in my he was in my 3-ball that won that one, was Daniel Berger, another guy this week who playing very, very good golf. So look out for Berger. He's coming in 5% ownership on DFS. Just someone that I think is a little bit sneaky, coming in under the radar. Finished well at the Scottish Open elite short game, or elite approach game as well. So someone that I think could sneak by and get up there. All right, so let's go to the matchups, and let's see. You got any in mind currently?
I'm kind of looking now. There's a few that kind of stick out. It's a little tougher this week. It's just more evenly matched, but I do like Rory over Bryson. The problem is it's -175, so it's a little juice there.
Do you fade your boy Goddard and go Cam Young +100?
Yeah, I was also looking at that. That's tough. That's tough to do.
Do we fade Ben douchebag Griffin?
See, he's tough this week. I don't know. Plus he's against Hideki, so it's like I got to stop fading him. He's been proving me wrong way too much. I like Fitzpatrick over Cantley. It's a pretty decent one. Just talking about ones that stick out. I guess Burns over Koepka is tricky, but a lot of these are juiced as well, which is weird. Yeah, I mean, there's not many sticking out to me. Any to you so far? Okay, I see one.
I think I'm going to go Berger over Harris English. A little plus odds there.
Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Oh man, I'm stupid for doing this, but like Hatton over McIntyre. Like, why would I fade McIntyre? But
he's going to just be a first round leader for sure.
I know, because like he shit the bed last week. So, but I mean, to be fair though, that off the tee kind of I don't know, that scares me a bit. He lost like 2 strokes off the tee, so that's a little sketchy coming into this week. That's not something. Hasn't really played well in the opens as of recent. I don't know. I might, because I don't want to do Rory over Bryson. That's too juiced. I'll do Hatton over Bob Mack. I do.
Hatton over Bob. Okay.
I think he's one of my favorite plays this week. Hatton, even if McIntyre has a good week, I still think Hatton can obviously beat him. So
yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go Daniel Berger over Harris English plus money. Guy I just quickly talked about, but I know I like Harris on long, difficult courses, and I just feel like this is exact opposite. I know they could be difficult with the conditions,
yeah,
but I think he just is a misfit here for some reason. But Berger makes a lot of sense. So get plus odds there. I think those odds are wrong. He's minus 130 favorite.
yep.
Ashley says, yeah, just missed that Sunday, played all the others, bachelorette party, not paying attention to Discord. Yeah, that was actually my bad because I was up late for my 1-year-old's party on Saturday, and I was like, shoot, I need to go figure out a 3-ball for the Discord. So I released it like at 1 a.m. So that was my bad. But we'll definitely get some more 2 or 3-ball wins for everybody in the Discord. Let's get another one this week for sure.
Yeah.
I always share them with Teaser, and Teaser's like, that's going to hit. And every time, like one guy just pisses me off.
Yeah, I always say the guy who's going to ruin it too.
All right. You want to dive into you want to just throw out 2 or 3 names for the first round leaders? Maybe we'll strike gold here.
Yeah, let's
Pizza money, aka $30 now for pizza.
Yeah. It's probably going to be someone random, honestly. It's always with the Open.
Patrick Reed, 75-1.
Christopher Wrighton. Chris Wrighton.
You know what name I have not heard all week? Harry Hall.
Yeah, because he blew up last week. I was on him too.
Hey, go right back to the well. Come on. Go back to the well, Harry Hall.
I'll give you, let me see.
He's been playing well.
He has. He obviously, I think he's good with links as well, but let me see. So a few that I have.
We got Justin Rose first on letter. There you go. He's gonna mimic his Masters.
Yeah.
Exactly like he did the Masters right here.
Honestly, I could see Fitzpatrick or Fox.
Fitzpatrick, 55-1. There you go.
And I'll say a sleeper that could either go 5 over or take the lead outright is Nikolai Hogard.
There you go.
That's one, man. He can make birdies. That's 80-1, I think. He can make birdies in bunches. So I think he's one guy you can do.
Rose 60-1. I think Hovland 40-1. You got your boy Hatton at 45-1. Sepp 55-1. Those are 3 good ones. Man. If you really, really think Hideki's back, he's 75-1. No. Or you got the Burgers and the Taylors, 80-91. But I think my favorite one.
Like it's going to be a random, honestly.
Hey, so that's usually what it is. And then you're like, wow, why didn't I just play that Mark Leishman 120-1 first round leader? What the hell what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
But all right. Any other final thoughts, Tease, before we get the heck out of here?
Good. Let's hope we can get an outright this week. I'll have, if you want to join the Discord, it's in my Twitter bio at BWTB_golf. I'll have 3 first round leaders. If you want the card, just let me know. I'll have pretty decent card this week. So hopefully we do good. So
love it. Yep. So full card outrights will be out to the public on tomorrow. Then top 20s to the Discord. You'll get all the 3 balls, 2 balls, however many balls that I need to hit another parlay for the cord. We will definitely get it. So, and then we will have next NFL stream will be this Sunday. Another best ball live draft. That was a lot of fun Sunday. So be back Sunday for that, and we'll get after it. And this is the last major of the year. will not be the last stream. We will let you know. I think we have several more to go before that FedEx one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, 2. I think 2 more after this, or
Yep.
maybe 3. But we'll see.
And then it's football season. Then we cash big time. So, all right. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate all the comments. And if you guys are rewatching the replay, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and leave a comment if you guys have any questions. See you guys.